How nice to see you both.
Look at us, huh? Unbelievable.
Almost.
Almost unbelievable. Don't get too used to it.
I won't.
Change. It's always change, right? That's
Absolutely. How you doing?
what we know will happen. It's change.
Hi.
Nobody else?
Well, Bill Nagel is still in France.
Oh, I forgot.
And Bill Bynum doesn't drive here.
No, that's true. Nobody on the. Yeah, no, I forgot he's in France. I wasn't here last Wednesday, so. Right.
Nope.
I guess that was that his first week.
Joanne, just...
Oh, my check is in the car.
It's not locked if you want to
Yeah.
run it open.
no, I was just going to say, I forgot to tell you, or maybe you saw it, tomorrow's the beginning of a new session of...
You did tell us. I did write the check. I left it in the car. Should I go get it now? Are we waiting for Bill? Or?
We're waiting for Bill. Yeah.
All right, I'll go get it. I
I
did.
didn't lock it intentionally.
You're gonna forget my check.
You knew.
I knew.
Okay. Good. How are things in your world? You're here, so...
I'm here. We had a visit from a social worker affiliated with the Health at Home people who had been coming. And she was negatively helpful.
Oh,
or the opposite of helpful.
that's too bad.
Well, John was talking about being depressed. And, you know, he has Percocet, but we know that. Well, I should lock up the Percocet because he might kill himself. And I didn't say, and if he needs to do that, I can live with that. But I'm not. That's not a cool thing to say to them.
No, not to them.
And left giving me the impression that I should not leave him alone.
Right.
That's not helpful.
No, you knew.
Really? You want it? That wasn't
Were you on the wrong side of the door again?
Oh, in and out, in and out.
in and out. Actually, sitting under the porch.
Uh-huh.
Saw me open the door.
Who was that? Is it Mango or...
Oh, are they both going out now?
Yep, they are. Hi, Bill.
I'll leave that.
Hi.
How are you this morning?
A little tardy, but present.
Little tardy.
A little tardy. Well,
We're all running.
we're all as many of us as possible are here. Bill's still in France, so we're glad to see you.
Okay, well, I'm glad to see you also. Everybody's in 3D presence.
Yes,
Right, look at us.
yes.
Only have
It
to look
is.
at one
It is my
screen.
delight to actually have them here in person today.
Yes. Well, I wish I could be there too.
Absolutely. So.
Maybe in the fall. You coming up in the fall?
We don't have specific plans, but I'm hopeful. So,
Hopeful.
yeah. We didn't get our dune shack this year. But
Oh. Lost on the lottery?
yeah, the lottery, it gets more popular and your odds are...
Right, there's more articles about it, I noticed. And then I'm sure lots of people joined. Yeah.
Well, you've gone many times, though.
Yeah, it's hard to count them up. So
Oh, well.
we-
So I guess we're as ready as we can
Ready
be.
as we want to be.
It's nice to actually hear the tension.
It is. Sometimes we don't hear, but sometimes it's a very tinny sound.
Yeah.
It's a kind of off, but yeah. I suppose what I could do is just kind of doing it home.
You could.
Yeah, I could. If I brought it downstairs, yep. I should. I think about that when I'm downstairs and we're all on this.
So, questions, requests, thoughts? How is opening, closing, elbow, wrist, hand, and fingers?
I have to admit, I did not look at the video. I don't think there were notes from last week. I think it was just a video, and I didn't get a chance to do that. So I'm still going. I'm 2 weeks back here, but I don't have any specific questions. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that I'm pretty comfortable with the elbow and hands. I'm kind of moving forward to moving to the shoulder, and
Your favorite spot, Carol.
You didn't talk about the scapula,
Uh-huh.
and my brain does not want to register what is opening and what is closing in the scapula. So, and I've asked you a couple of times. I've looked at the a couple of times.
Like
but-
either could be opening or either closing.
and I've been trying to kind of be aware. Okay, is this opening or closing the scapula? And I don't know.
So basically, as the scapula move out is opening, and as they come in is closing.
So
Doesn't mean that
front
they.
and back is.
Well, we're going there today.
I did that last week a little bit.
Okay.
Well,
You
I
mentioned
mentioned it. I didn't really start it. But yes, and you guys are at a level where you you probably have to accept that it is possible for it to go either way.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I can tell you that basically it's open and closed, but it might be open and closed.
Yeah, but this way makes sense. This way is not so clear.
We'll get there.
Yes.
Anything for you, Bill?
Well, yeah, I was thinking that maybe you could somewhere put it in the relationship between twisting or spiraling and extending out and in, how coordination and energy with those together. Because that's, obviously the twisting is an important part of all of our movement too. And it seems to me to energize, to get stronger or more energetic, I guess I'd say, with extending in and out. So the
So,
relationship of those two is my broad question or ask for comments.
That's a good question. Um, Clearly, lengthening out and twisting out are working together, and twisting in and lengthening in are working together, and they're also going to work with opening and closing. When you talk about spiraling, when you are able to spiral, that replaces twisting. Because twisting is principally working on each surface of the body, if you will, although obviously we're twisting much deeper than the surface, but we're talking about twisting in and twisting out, and we think of the twisting in as coming on the yin side and twisting out going down the yang. When you think about spiraling, now the energy is going to spiral all the way around the arm or leg and body, I mean everywhere. So the spiraling in is still going to work in the same directions, and spiraling out will work in the same direction, but it's functioning much more deeply and much more fully in terms of energy movement. So it's another level of turning, twisting, and spiraling. They each are stages of growth. So twisting is really important, and that's in a way twisting is also occurring as you spiral. And the thing about spiraling also, I'll just say, is that you don't necessarily have to move.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can spiral in and spiral out, and I'm basically not moving. Whereas pretty generally twisting we do move, although it can function without movement also. So I don't know whether that's answering your question.
No, that's good. It wasn't exactly a question. It was sort of an area of interest or concern.
Yeah.
But I think the lengthening in and out has softened the physical aspect and made the energetic aspect better
Mm-hmm.
or more uh, in my awareness, I guess.
Yep.
And I think it also has changed the nature of twisting. And I don't know if I've achieved spiraling.
Yeah.
You
I
said
mean,
a long time ago that was a progressive. That's after
yeah.
twisting. And replaces twisting, as you
The
said today.
the
Yeah.
thing
So
is,
I think it's this extending is especially the extending. Well, I guess both extending out and in is just helping with maybe a progression of twisting into a sense of spiraling.
a- absolutely. If you if you cannot or don't lengthen, you can't actually fully twist, spiral, or open and close. Because lengthening is when we discovered that oh I don't have to do anything with my muscles. I can get everything to go out, and I can get everything to come in. So when you think about opening, there's a lot more to opening than lengthening, but without lengthening, you wouldn't be able to open because you have to have that release,
Mm-hmm.
that understanding of how you release out and you release in. because certainly opening and closing is not a muscular movement, as I know you know. Does that help, Bill?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure it did.
Well, I think it
Wondered.
reinforced some things, but lengthening and opening, I don't know that I really am, as I'm thinking about those things, that I'm trying to do two different things.
Ah, well, they're all happening at once, that's true. And they are different things, but they become one coordinated function. I mean, that's what we're moving towards eventually. That all of these are happening at once together, and actually, all the parts contribute to that combined result, because it's not what you would have in the end will not be the same without one of them. And I don't know whether that's just confusing you or not, but
Yeah. I think what the words, at some point, the words start confusing things because it is all one piece. Yeah, but
yeah, yeah, it's not about words. It's really about what you feel. You can talk to your blue in the face to somebody about any one of these, and they may or may not understand and be able to do it. But if they can feel it, then they can learn to do it and allow it to grow. But without feeling it, it doesn't. Other thoughts? That anyone else? Anyone else want to comment on?
No, I mean, I know what you mean by the words get in the way, and some of it is that, and we've talked about this. Some words just don't seem to quite. They're not the Chinese words or the the concepts that we're learning in our adult years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have to just kind of use them for associating them with whatever that feeling
Yeah.
or movement is.
Right.
Kind of get past some of the other ways we might think of the word open.
Or close.
Or close. Well, yeah, right. Definitely close.
Yes, I like condensed better than
Yeah, because that does speak more to it, I think. Yeah.
So, other thoughts, Bill?
I think it's enough thoughts right now.
Okay.
Okay.
It's talking about something that can't be talked about.
Right. Yeah, right.
So, I hope I don't confuse you.
No, it's part of the whole Tao practice, right? Yeah.
It is, and getting past the stage where we have to think about what we're doing. That's a big point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And whenever you're learning something new, you have to think about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You can't learn it without being aware of, to begin with, on a conscious level of what you're trying to do. But eventually it has to arrive at a subconscious level where it's no longer, I need to do this, it just happens when you're doing it. So,
Yep.
let us explore what we might do to open and close the shoulder. Yes, Carol?
My shoulder can use some regular opening and closing.
So this is what we'll be doing is eventually is something that's done in Tai Chi and a lot of Chi exercises. And I want to mention that the heart is very important, certainly for all of us. It's one of the major causes of death, pure and simple. And it's not really all that funny. A lot more people die of heart-related issues than cancer and most anything else that you can think of. So you have two issues here. The first one is that if you just need to make the motion in the body you be what you think it needs to be, the chi isn't going to necessarily move. And the chi is what is responsible for moving your body. So this is like playing with a shadow of something, not the thing. But by getting this movement, then you're going to start eventually to feel when you go back and forth. If you put your attention and awareness on it, you can't do the exercises, especially the ones related to the heart, in a mindless manner. So some people might just say, "Oh, I just move my body and that's enough," like most exercise. And that's because most exercise is just about moving muscles, and though through that you get cardiovascular activity. Now, this is actually about moving what is underneath your skin, what you can't see. If you had X-ray eyes like the Terminator, you could go inside your body and see if you are really doing it. But since you do not have that ability, you have to be able to accurately feel if you're doing it. And kind of a funny thing, one way Bruce talked about this feeling was to think about a child learning to be potty trained. Obviously, in the very beginning, they have no sense of what's happening at all. We have to use diapers, and even as they get a little bit older, they may just go in their pants. But gradually, that feeling develops. They get the sense of when they need to restrain themselves and when they need to let go. And so it's that kind of a feeling that we have to have. We have to have that ability to feel. In order to have the ability to feel inside your body, either you have to have developed the ability to feel for a long time, so that the smallest signal will tell you you're doing it, or you need to make your mind fairly quiet so you can distinguish that feeling among the many other feelings that you can have inside yourself all the time. So you need to make your mind fairly quiet. So I'm going to take you through, actually, there are 3 parts happening in the shoulder when we open and close. So in a moment, I'm going to want you to you can either stand or sit, since we're still working in the upper body. But I want you to stand or sit with your arms out parallel to each other, and that means the same amount of space between wrist, elbows, and upper arms. So not here and not here, but straight ahead. And the first place that we are trying to open and close in the shoulder is where the scapula connects with the shoulder. So really the easiest way, I think, to feel that is to find your scapula in front and follow it up. And when you get to the shoulder, you realize that there is a gap there. You see baseball players, when they really throwing fastballs, very advanced, that space really opens up. Young Cheng Fu supposedly could put an egg in that space. Well, mine isn't anywhere near that large. But what we're trying to do in opening and closing that particular joint is to get that space to open out and to close in, and not pushing with the muscles, nor using the chest or back, but simply feeling the bones separate there. So it's simply,
I got that.
So you were touching your clavicle as you were
Yes.
doing that.
yeah. Well, I said follow it up, and where it joins the shoulder, not on top of the clavicle, but between the clavicle and the shoulder, there's a little hollow space.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's not the scapula, that's the shoulder, that's the clavicle.
Well,
Oh, the scapula's on the other side.
did I say scapula? I'm
You
sorry.
did. So I'm really I was
I-
quite confused.
I didn't mean to. I beg your pardon. That was a slip.
Okay.
So that space, you can, if you could do one side if you like, and put your finger on it,
Mm-hmm.
and see if you can feel it open slightly and close slightly. And it won't be a lot. We're not, any of us, including me, we're not at that level where we create an egg-sized space there. But you can feel that space expand
Mm-hmm.
and contract. Okay? So that's the first part of the shoulder that has to open and close. And then we do go to the scapula, Carol's favorite part. And now, indeed, we want the scapula to move away from the heart and towards the heart. And you're not doing it by pushing anything back and pulling it forward. You're simply allowing the scapula to expand back and to expand forward. And again, it's a pretty small movement, but it is fully capable of just releasing slightly and then coming in. So it's not a big movement. You're not using your chest or shoulders. The scapula is simply slightly moving out and in. It's a really important part of this because obviously it really affects the heart. It affects the energy around the heart and even the heart's function. So it's a really important piece of this, even though it's very small. So can you feel that? It really is a little easier, I think, if you put the arms out, because then you can make sure that you're not doing this, but you can see if you can push the scapula back, the arms come in. And when you push the scapula in, the arms go out. And it's not big, but it is present. Anybody have a question in here? I meant to say, if you do, just stop and tell me. Speak up. Can you feel that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bill?
A little bit. I'm having the scapula is doing stuff, but the
I'm sorry?
opening I'm not sure is there. Yeah.
He said the scapula is doing stuff.
So these are movements that are going along with the opening and closing. And there's no, in this particular movement, right at the moment, there's no sideways movement.
Mm-hmm.
We're only doing this. And what I'd like you to try is feeling that shoulder space open and close with the scapula. And really try to open to what you feel inside, because there is an energy movement that causes or encourages, however you want to think of it. You can relax. Don't wear yourself out.
I'm exhausted.
But Can you get some sense of that?
Yeah. Okay.
Carol?
Yeah, I think so.
So you are feeling some sense that your scapula can move this way a little bit?
Yeah.
It's very small.
Yeah.
It's just not big.
But when when I was touching it, I could feel that.
Yeah. Bill, how are you doing?
Yeah, there's something there.
Something's happening.
Okay, that's a start. Good. So the third part of this is the shoulder's nest, which I have talked about probably many times over the years. We have talked about it at some point or another about just keeping it soft. But also the shoulder's nest has to have the ability to sink in and push out. And it's not a muscular movement, as none of these are.
I was going to say.
But there is a sense of, as you soften it, you can allow it to come in and out.
Mm-hmm.
So, question about that?
You're in a trance.
You're in a trance, okay. Well, in your trance, connected to your elbow and your wrist, hand, laogong, and fingers, which probably is already happening.
Right.
If you are getting some opening and closing in the shoulder, it begins to pump the energy out through the arms and in through the arms. But really being aware of all of that connecting together. It's like the tips of the fingers and the laogong point just come alive. You get some sense of that?
Mhm.
Bill?
Yes, yeah, in some sense.
So as is with everything, that will increase with practice. My favorite word. So what I'd like you to do is to do a flow, and I think just 10 reps at the moment, and see if you can get the shoulders, elbows, hands, wrists, fingers, Lagong point to all open and close as you do that. When you're ready, we can sit for a minute. So how was that? Did you feel that opening and closing?
Yes, but I felt it differently.
Mm-hmm.
6 was the most interesting on some level. Although 7 I'm still struggling with. Yeah. Yeah, and I couldn't figure out. I mean, I felt it. I can't figure out different, or that, I mean, in some ways, because of feeling it, it felt different. The energy felt different. Although I was doing the same thing, but I wasn't doing the same thing. You know, one of that kind of, situations. But it was interesting how different it was. Like 3 was different.
Yes, for both of you.
Yeah.
Just my observation, I'll say, one of the things that really came to me just watching you was that you seemed much more present and energetically aware than sometimes, obviously the case, but this looked like you were really feeling something. Bill?
I focusing on that while it wasn't smooth, but it's definitely an expansion. But yeah, I think every movement, but maybe especially 7, where it's different on was the most more complicated. But
One way to put it.
Yeah.
I think for 5 and 3 was real interesting too. I think it changed 3 a lot.
Carol?
Well, often when I do it, I get to 5 and 6, my shoulders start giving me problems. And they didn't. I mean, there's a little twinge, I think, in 4. But focusing on those 3 points helped keep it free and flowing.
Good. Oh.
7, I couldn't focus on because it's just too much going on at that point.
7 still, yes.
One side's going in and one side's going out. And
Yeah.
every once in a while, which side was going in that and when we were just doing the elbows down, I kind of got in a rhythm with it in 7, but adding the extra complication just okay, I'll just do this.
Yep.
One of the things I wanted to say was that I found that as I was working through opening and closing this way, one step at a time, that I realized that I could, when I just had a few minutes, I could practice opening and closing. So you don't have to save it for
Right.
when you've got an hour.
Yeah.
Because even 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes of practice every once in a while, you'll be really surprised what happens. So we all have those moments where we could just grab a little bit. So I encourage you to do that.
In that doctor's office.
I
Waiting.
think that's a real good comment. I think most of the times when I have a little bit of time and think about it, I do the breathing. You know, even driving the car or walking up the whatever I'm doing, you stop and you can do that. And
Yep.
but I think throwing along with that, adding in some focus on opening and closing, particularly the shoulder thing is elusive for me right now. The different parts that you talked about, but it's not absent, but it's vague, I guess.
Yeah. Good. Well,
Felt more relaxed. I couldn't quite figure out, like I was trying not to analyze it too much.
yeah.
But I know that, I'm always, worried about kind of putting I never thought I'd put my shoulders up, but kind of finding that I do at times. But today I just noticed they felt more relaxed as I was focusing more on
Good.
what else was happening. And also, it builds on what we've been doing, so
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
It builds and complicates.
It builds and well, yes, yep.
But
that's
yeah,
part two.
absolutely. Okay.
It's
Well,
interesting when we talk about tension in the shoulders. I'm thinking about right from between your neck and the top of your shoulder. That whole thing there is what tightens up. We didn't really talk about that, but that was less of a, that wasn't introducing itself as a problem. So.
Right. No. Yeah. That's what. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that last week, but that yeah, if you really get the shoulders to open and close, it releases tension through the back, the neck, the shoulders, chest. It's a real significant step. Practice. Okay, thank you very much. Good class,
thank you.
guys.
Yeah. Very good class. Yeah.
Okay.
Where are we going next?
Have a good week.
Oh.
I think we got more shoulder next week.
We still have more shoulders, more parts. Moving on up, as we said.
We'll just keep on
Up and
moving.
over.
Yeah.
See you next week, Bill.
Right now.
Don't yawn, Carol. I'm tired.
What?
Carol's yawning, and I didn't sleep well last night, which is unusual. I usually sleep pretty well, and I think I'm just on an overload right now this week, particularly.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Exactly. Whew.
Well, let me. Are there any particular things when you have managed to look at the forum that have come up?
I have found doing the transaging has been helpful. It'd be interesting now adding the aspect to the shoulder. Yeah, in terms of it kind of weaves all of my practices together in a way
Yep.
that I appreciate. And that is something you can do when you're kind of in between, when you wait.
Yep.
If I don't wait for my tea to steep, it oversteeps and I'm really bad at I'll just catch up on something, and then it's black tea has been sitting in the cup for 15 minutes and it's disgusting. It hurts my stomach. So trying to kind of find a time like that. Instead of waiting for the water to boil, waiting for the tea to steep.
Yeah.
And moving. Yeah. And I think I did do cloud hands a few times, but I really have had it's hard to get in 3 practices.
Yep.
Because the meditation I'm really drawn to, so that kind of tends to be my first choice when I have a little time.
Well, I think it is probably a really
Needed.
helpful thing in what you're going through at the moment.
Right, and the form is kind of the last, I
Yeah.
have to say. I know I really struggle with whether I should keep coming, but There's only two of us. But, yeah, because it really is harder to get them all in. So that's the one that gets dropped.
Yeah.
That doesn't get picked up. I'm not intentionally dropping it. I'm just not getting to it. as
Yeah.
much.
One of the things I did, because I've always been teaching multiple.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. More than the three. I know that.
I had to make a schedule for myself,
Mm.
and I didn't try to do everything every day.
Right. Yeah, I can't do that. Yeah.
So maybe only do the form a couple of times a week, but enough to keep it alive.
Right.
Yeah.
There is value in it
Uh-huh.
too, and I'm certainly both meditation and God's are pretty demanding.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been the last couple of times I've done the flow and I've done the whole thing. It's just for the joy of doing it, just for the
Yeah.
pleasure of
Yeah,
just doing that, and not trying to think about opening and closing or any of the details. Of just
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
it's happening.
just let it happen.
Yes,
Right.
let it happen. This is
So probably a lot of things are happening
probably.
when you do that.
Right. 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 That you've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
You don't have to do thinking about certain aspects of it that are just there.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's a matter of, no, don't think about that flower over there or that.
Yeah.
Well, I just find sometimes I just have to keep my eyes closed, and then I can feel. Yeah.
Yeah, I do for gods, but you don't always want to keep your eyes closed.
No, that's true. When you're, yeah, right. Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I don't as much for the. Yeah. Well,
And then, particularly when you're practicing outside, which I know you do and I do. I don't know if you do or not.
yeah. Well, once it gets a little warmer, I will. Yeah. There's a space up.
Is learning to stay present
Yeah.
outside.
Yes. Yeah.
Because there are all kinds of things around demanding
Yeah.
our attention, particularly if you're a gardener. And so it's a valuable practice to do it outside and just stay with what you're doing.
In the midst of it all,
Yeah.
because that's life, right?
Yeah.
Can't go through
And
life
you
with my eyes closed.
you must
although
have
I
to do
sometimes think that
You
way.
can just slam in a book and it's
I'm not going to look
quite
at that
close,
right now.
even further away.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
So I don't know what to
Listen
say.
to us. We're both. Can we take a nap now?
Well, how about if we flow one paragraph?
We'll try
Yeah.
to do that.
I think
Doesn't
that would
really
be a
matter
good
which
idea.
one. You get to choose.
Well, I've been trying to go back to the first, so
Okay, good place.
it's just kind of I mean, it's basic and it's kind of
Sure.
the easiest one for me to kind of be thinking of all the other elements as I'm making sure I'm paying attention to all the other.
And we've done it more often.
Well, we've done it more often,
Yeah,
so it's a little easier to.
sure.
Again, when I start doing more of the other, especially about halfway through the second, I'm like, oh, then it becomes a different level of work. And then I kind of tend to go back to one of the other practices. I'll be honest.
Well,
We back in the day when Shelley and even when Jeff was here, we did third paragraph forever, which is great.
yeah.
But we did a lot of work on that paragraph.
Uh-huh. You know, Jeff's still in class
Yes, I
Yeah.
understand that.
on Tuesdays.
He's in the Tuesday class. How many people do you have in your Tuesday class?
Oh, I just have two. Jeff and Bill.
Jeff and
Baker.
Bill. Yeah, the other Bill. Yeah.
But Jeff's Zoom from Florida.
Yep.
And he's doing well.
We're Facebook friends. It's fascinating to see his kind of political development.
Indeed.
Yeah, because that was, I don't ever recall any of that back when he was coming here.
No, he was focused on his ferrets.
Yes, I'm sure that I recall.
Animal rights, certainly, and
animal rights, and now
Yeah.
he's extended that even,
Yeah.
far more, I think, but then also making a lot of, Trump has really got him going. Everybody, but still,
I was
yeah.
gonna say. Good. Well, flow the first paragraph. Are your knees really bothering?
I've been trying to favor the left one because it was really bothering me,
Well, don't overdo it.
and I don't want to. It was getting a little crunchy. I was like, "Ooh, this is not good."
it's not a good verb for
No, that's not a good
For a
word.
knee, no.
for a knee. But we all know what that means.
But we all know what it means, yeah, and it's feeling, it's kind of feeling better. So leave it at that. Hope. I have questions right away. I have a few questions.
Okay.
It's always helpful to have another person in the room. When moving from at the beginning, I tend to put my hands down really low.
Don't.
It shouldn't be. Okay, see, I feel like it shouldn't be. But then I hadn't noticed that in a while. I just noticed it this time. I'm like, why am I? It's not a dance.
You're not the only one that does that.
Oh, okay. At least I knew I was doing it.
Yeah, once you've gotten to here and you're coming around, this doesn't have to go way down. It may go down a
A
little.
little to get as you go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Grassfeed Sparrow's Tale, two things I would say that, and they're one of the most difficult parts of this for whatever reason, and that is to keep the rotation going all the way to G.
Okay.
It doesn't stop. And in the midst
Right.
of that is getting, after Pung, is getting the closing and opening
Yeah.
to G.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time working on that a while ago.
Yeah.
To kind of go
Me
back.
too.
It takes,
Yeah.
because otherwise it's just like, pop, pop, you know.
No, I know.
Too easy
I mean,
to
you,
get through it.
if you can get to Pung, then you can get a close
Yeah.
and an open, but
Yeah.
boy, it's fast.
It's
quick
fast, yeah,
and subtle, so you have to,
but it has to be complete.
it has to be clear and complete, yeah. Yeah. But that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe we could keep going. I'm not saying right this minute, but you know, I need to begin to get back into paragraph 2 over.
So, do you have other questions? You said you had questions.
Yeah, what was that? Oh, I felt that I was the names are escaping me, but as I was moving here, that I was just like boom and not boom, doing more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but when you go back there, it's another.
It really is. I know, and
Yeah.
sometimes I think for a long time I just did it as a roll.
No, that's after. So it's here, and then you are rolling the ball.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
And then it's here
Back
again.
to there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think those are the
Is that-
two main things that I thought of. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure there were a few others, but that's what I.
A few.
I was kind of enough to kind of go. Wait a minute.
Yeah, no, a few is good.
Yeah.
You can't remember a whole.
No. I mean,
too
otherwise you're
many.
stopping and taking notes. You know, that's
Yeah.
that's not really helping the energy flow, is it?
Although, you know, that you said that, and I flashed on the Tidefish Farm, and when I was in class with Master Joe, and you could not take notes in class with him, or you would get reprimanded
At all.
At all.
I mean, I remember I used to take notes.
Period.
Wow.
So we get to the end of class, get to a break, and I'm like,
Everybody. Well, I used to sit out here in the car jotting things down, like don't forget that part or whatever.
I know.
And we did take notes in class, but you're not going to take notes in the middle of the flow.
No, you can't really do that.
Although I remember Adam and I were, when we were learning the flow, we both had, was that the beginning? No, it was the very beginning of the pandemic. I don't know why I felt like we were doing it on, or maybe we just both practiced that way. Just had big cheat sheets. Like I had taken the whole thing, blown it up on the,
Yeah,
you know.
sure.
And so sometimes you would stop and go, oh, wait a minute, where am I again? What's next?
I associate that with Sam Show. Needing to stop and take notes, but there were a lot of stopping spots in the Sam Show. And then, of course, you read the notes afterwards and you say,
What the heck did I mean?
what does that mean? What is that?
I know, and the older I get, the more I take notes fast and can't read them.
Yes.
Or I put something in my calendar and I'm like, oh my God, what does that mean?
I know.
You know, because I'm like, I have to do something, or I have to go somewhere. What's that street called? And I still write them. I'm not a Google Calendar
I
person, except for where I have to be for the community land trust because the other people are. But everything else I write in an old calendar.
Well, we have two. We use the phones because John and I can both see everything that's on the phone. And then I have one on the wall. So
Yeah.
that I can walk by and say, oh, okay.
Oops, that's it. Right.
Here.
Right.
And
Well, I
help me out.
still write all of it down, and Jane keeps the calendar in the phone
Oh, does she? Yeah.
for both of us.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
because my problem is that I'm getting to where I can't see the phone
Yes.
very well. I mean, I
Right.
can, but you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So
What's happening with your Jane is parked in
oh, that was because as you walk by, you might notice there's a new outer side door, and the guy who was installing it yesterday was parked in the middle of the driveway there. And when Jane came home, she'd been out to lunch with a friend. When she came home, she
that's the
just
only way
pulled
she
in
could
there.
Because it's covered in leaves. So my thought was, did something fall down and the
No.
branches?
look
That did happen to me up in our garden the other day with that big rain. A dead tree, just kind of this big side branch, just kind of went.
Oh,
I
they
mean, luckily it's kind of like this. It's like I said to Rick, I think I'd keep it as an arch, although I don't think it's really strong enough to
Yeah,
do
it would
that.
not be safe.
Yeah, no, it might not be safe going under it tonight. I did walk under it, but yeah, that's how I know it's not safe.
No,
Yeah.
that's why Jane's parked.
Oh,
that way.
Okay.
It's not to do with the leaves. Nothing to- I had all
It didn't
these
look like
theories.
any branches had come off, but there were a lot of leaves.
No, and we just had the tree guy here trimming. So,
That's what it is.
ladies, thank you very much.
Thank you. Good class.
Good
Yes,
class.
I put the check under your papers.
I saw.
So I did write it yesterday. That's how I'll remember.
Thank you for coming.
Yes,
Yes,
well,
yes.
I'm glad we could. Next week I'm not in class at all. Rick is having more surgery.
Oh,
This is just for carcinoma on the face, so
okay.
not bad. I mean, I've had those before, but given all the other
It's like-
problems, we
yeah,
have
you
to go
wanna
to
make sure
Yale.
it's not-
We have to go to New Haven to do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Mohs specialists for the dermatologist are in New Haven. So that won't be. Although they did say plan for 3 hours, but my friend Joanne we're going to go to a museum and. There's no point in sitting in a waiting room for 3 hours for that.
No.
It was different when we having brain surgery.
Yeah.
But that's not something you need to just sit and be worried about. So.
Yeah. And the Mo's can, they take some and they.
Well, you just don't know. I know. Well, for me, they did have to take more after
Yeah.
they left and came back. So this is kind of over here, Yeah. So, but he's got a couple of them. So, a couple spaces. So.
Are you guys aware of what Stephen Watson's been going through?
Not
You
really.
said
A
something
long
in
time,
another
a couple of years
class.
ago.
Well, it all started with some kind of rectal cancer. I'm not sure, and it has spread through his body, and he is still. I mean, he's about to have. He's apparently going to his lungs now, but he is incredible. He teaches classes
My God.
in between visits to New Haven and North Haven, and he's I guess he's on the point of having another surgery. He's definitely having some more radiology.
There's radiology. Yeah, there's so many different things.
Oh
yeah.
God, I just feel so bad for him.
Yeah, especially that. Yeah, once it's spreading.
The point at which it starts metastasizing, it's microscopic. I mean, it's not something you can catch.
No, that's right. I mean, that's part of the issue with Rick and the melanoma. It's like, okay, we don't. Yeah. Like they've done PET scans and ultrasound, and then they did a CAT scan. They're still trying to figure out, well, maybe there's a couple of things, maybe there's something here, but it's always going to be in your body now.
Hmm.
Like they can get rid of here, but it was there for and who knows how long. It took 5 weeks to have the surgery after, so that was 10 weeks after diagnosis, but who knows how long. We had it before that. It was big by the time they took it out, so yeah, cancer's scary in that kind of way. I mean, at least with melanoma, the immunotherapy, if you need it, and luckily he didn't need it, it is if you catch that fast. Yale is very good at that.
Yeah.
Is available. Thank God we live in New England. To be honest, I mean, living between. I mean, really, Boston, Yale, New York. We've got There are people who spend an hour getting to their primary care
Yeah.
physician, you know, out somewhere else in the country. Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, all right. Well,
hang in.
we'll try. I'm sure we'll both try.
I know you are. You're both.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can do is, you know, I'm stepping down. I mean, I was going to have to do it anyway because my term's up, but I stepped down from being president of the board of the Community Land Trust. So that'll
That'll help.
give me, I mean, yeah, that will help. I mean, I've had to step down a lot since January anyway, but the rest of the team has kind of picked up. But there's still, you know, the call yesterday, I need your help, 45 minutes of trying to solve a problem. What to do, which of course means another meeting, because I alone should not be the problem solver. But, you know, I can kind of lay it out and here, okay, why don't we'll have a meeting, which body needs to, blah, blah, blah. But I will be doing, I'm going to stay involved, and I'm going to stay on a couple of the committees that I feel like I can be most useful for. But it's time for other folks to be, other folks are anyway. Some good folks running for the board. I think we have some other people who don't quite realize what they're diving into. But it always looks easier from afar. It's always easier to be the critic than having to go, oh my God, there's so much administrative work to do here. Yep.
Good that you can let go of some.
But I can let go of that, so that will help. And you know, work people. The main problem with work is that with our friend John dying, he was the treasurer. So that's like a big load that we. I mean, it's the board, but really as staff, you end up